It's Catherine, Weight Loss for Goddesses. This is our Zoom call at the end of week 5. Hope you guys are doing great and hope you had fun creating your rat park. I had fun this week. I do this kind of exercise a lot, but it was fun creating a new vision, of what I would like to have in my life. And I hope you had a good time too. I did have a question. One person was just wondering about, how to integrate these. So you have these beautiful free-form brainstorms about what you want, and then how to integrate that into a practice, which is a great question. I feel like kind of getting what I try and do is, so you brainstorm, that rat park idea of what it is you want, and you really let yourself feel what you want, and it can shift, it can change. And as you get closer to the thing that you're wanting, you might find like, oh, I don't want that as much as I thought I did. And you can tweak it. That's all great. So I find that once you've done that initial brainstorming, which is a very brave thing to do, it's a thing that a lot of people don't do. So really take the time to figure out in those categories, and you can create other categories too, but the categories of relationship, home, career, health, and spirituality. Those are the basics of just what is it you want, what is it you're striving for. And I know it's be like, what does this have to do with weight loss? Well, it has everything to do with weight loss, because that whole idea that your food addictions and your distracted eating and your emotional eating are happening because you're distracting yourself from the pain and the anguish or the discomfort or the boredom in the current life you have. And if you guide yourself towards the life of your dreams, this beautiful rat park life, you will have much more inherent day-to-day satisfaction. So you will turn less to food. So it's you've got the whole 30 to kind of help you figure out what the food addictions are, but then using this kind of method of figuring out what it is you want and kind of using your rudder to slowly turn yourself in that direction really can be hugely transformative to use those things in conjunction. So hopefully your brainstorming went well. Hopefully you had a lot of ideas come up and things to kind of inspire you. And then just that little exercise of picking one thing in every part of your life. So in relationship, I made a choice to take my girls to Boston just to spend time with them. We went on a day road trip. We met my parents there. We went to an art museum. It was really fun. It was kind of a production. It was one of my few days off. I had a lot of things I should have done, but I thought, in my relationship, what I want is a vibrant and exciting and connected relationship with my girls. I want to expose them to art and cities and culture. So I'm going to do this, even though it's not the most practical thing. And it was so much fun. We went to Cuban food on the way home, and I got this beautiful salad, just that it was a very satisfying experience. So then I can just tell, that's a little rudder in that direction. In home, we set up the porch. We have a sleeping porch so that we could sleep outside there and listen to the birds, and that's very satisfying. And I realized that I had been wanting a bigger home, and then I realized, I'm happy with the size of my home, and I love our sleeping porch, and I love our orchard of trees that I planted when I was pregnant with my 11-year-old. So they're like 12 years old now. They're getting big. So brings me so much pleasure. So just getting that room set up, that was something I did this week. And I guess career, I have this great program I'm doing with a mentor. And I did a lot of work on that this week. So that was really great too. And that was a lot of the similar tools of focusing in on what you want. And health, I started to do a bit more exercise. I have these little stretchy things. I'm doing arm exercises when I get out of the shower. So that's fun. And spirituality, I kind of refurbished my altar and made it a little more beautiful, and have been kind of devoting myself to meditate more. I try and meditate every morning, but I'd love to just make the amount of time I meditate longer. So those are examples of all the things I did this week for each of those categories to kind of expand upon what I want. So that is what I recommend and suggest for you. And then when you do this, you can utilize, what I have done is I have done like a little snapshot from each of those categories that is like deeply satisfying, motivating, nourishing, exciting for me. So I take that little image snapshot and I have it written out just where I go to meditate. And I just pull it out after some meditation, and I just let myself feel myself, how I would feel in that exact situation. So, one of my dreams is to go to Stonehenge. They have there's a Reiki Master certification where you can, and I'm a Reiki Master, but I'm not someone who can pass Reiki on to the next person. So that's something I want to do. So you can do it at Stonehenge. You get to go there before anyone else is there in the morning, and it's dawn. And so I just visualize myself there with bare feet and all the stones around me. And I get so excited. I get so, I feel so connected. I feel it in my body. I imagine what it would smell like. Imagine what my feet would feel like and the breeze. And so that's the power. Visualization is very powerful. And so a lot of what you're doing with this rat park is creating this situation in your mind of what you want, which in itself is hugely clarifying and empowering, because you're like, oh, this is what I want. And then you are taking that and you are visualizing about it. So you're letting yourself spend even, if you can do a few minutes for each snapshot of each aspect of each category, that's huge. Just in the morning when you meditate is great. As you're drifting off to sleep at night, is also great. And even times throughout the day, just when you're smelling the breeze, be like, oh, this will be what it's like when I'm, so just that is what I encourage you to do to get the most out of this exercise, this component of the program that is hugely empowering and hugely fun. It really is fun. And I find what's so interesting is it's so clarifying, because sometimes the things you think you're supposed to want, you don't actually want. And I was actually thinking that about weight loss, and I'm in this world now of weight loss. And a lot of people have, now that I have an Instagram post account, a lot of people who follow me are in the weight loss industry. And that a lot of what they post is like 6-pack abs. Just a lot of people who are very skinny and muscular, and that's success to them, and they're posting pictures of their bodies. And I thought, oh, how funny. Oops, I'm in the wrong crowd. I don't want that. But then I thought, oh no, that's not me. Like, I want to be healthy. I want to move. I want to be vibrant. I want to age well, but I don't need flat abs. Like, I'm all set. I love my stomach that grows and shrinks with my menstrual cycle. That's fine. And so just to not get yourself caught up in things you think you're supposed to want. Even the bigger house I wanted, it was a beautiful house. It made sense for me. We didn't get it for a variety of reasons, but in retrospect, I'm so relieved that I didn't shift all of those things in my life for a dream that maybe wasn't even really mine. And if it was mine, I've now realized that where I am is so much better for me now in my life and being present with my kids and stuff. So just that lesson of being where you're at, but also looking to the future for what it is you really want, and then taking the steps you need to create it. And a big step in that is the figuring out what it is, and then the visualization. So those are my insights for this week. And I guess a big part of it is trusting. A lot of what we're working on with the self-love and the figuring out what our bodies want. We'll be talking about that more next week, because we're talking about our body as a instrument for intuition and for knowledge and for insight. So a lot of that is trusting your body, trusting what you want, trusting what your body wants, and trusting your vision of what your life purpose is. And if that's too big and overwhelming, just what will make you feel happier in the coming days, months, and then years, if that's not too overwhelming. So you can start small. You can start with a little tidbit of, what do I want next week? What do I want today? Or you can go big if that, and just do all the brainstorming you can. Whatever you can do to let yourself have the fun of imagining your best life, and then visualizing it with all the smells, sounds, sensations, as much as you can, but at least 5 to 10 minutes a day is what it's about. All right, awesome. I hope that's helpful. I hope you're great. I hope you have a marvelous weekend. It's Friday right now, and I will be in touch Monday, and I'm really excited about our content for next week. All right, ladies, I hope you're doing great. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye. And you know you can email me or connect with me if you have any questions. Okay, bye.